Welcome back to your number one top for PSO2 new Genesis, new information, and we actually got ourselves a fairly, I wouldn't say big update, but a big update for of the future of the game when it comes to the community as a whole. Since PSO ended up putting out some stuff that didn't seem very mixed in some ways, and then in other absolutely a great thing with some of the new information that is coming out about some of the bands, as well as, of course, some information about, of course, symbol art with it soon to be returned with some caveats. So today we're going to be discussing the details, and if you find that video helpful in any way, shape, or form, make sure you do the whole thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that jazz. Check out membership, and of course, be like all the awesome people you see on screen right now who have ended up supporting me either on YouTube, Twitch, or Patreon. So with that, let's get into this. So let's go ahead and start with this statement they put out about racism and the bans and the toxicity inside the community that been plaguing PSO2. And of course, they will post it over on the official Twitter account at play_PSO2. But as stated here, we believe toxic behavior and hateful language is never appropriate. The NGS live operation team is taking action against racism, discrimination, and toxicity behavior within our game. We have been taking action against the behavior and will continue to take the following action to protect our player, eliminate negativity behavior from our in-game community. And of course, we then have a little bit of breakdown of some of the action here, with of course taking action by straight up banning some of the Warsaw people here and suspending them from actually being able to play new Genesis, as well as working to make a better system to fight toxicity within the game and help out the community for reporting, which hopefully that's going to mean in due time we will have any more tools at our disposal and for reporting of players in the game, especially as right now it is a little basic. But nonetheless, it kind of works, but it always nice to have more option here. And then finishing up the statement here where we have suspended or otherwise severely punished more than 1,600 accounts found to be engaging in the awful behavior. And honestly, like I said, on one hand, there have been plenty of people complaining about actually the ban going to be haunting the game more so since the player base is what it is, elite what is, public anyway to us, elite on the PC side. And then, of course, there is me. Well, I'm in the camp of a good with it to them. Because let's be totally honest here, like, the whole racism and harassment stuff is honestly not exactly welcome here, and honestly, we do not need people hanging around, making it Warsaw for, well, everybody involved, and also will hopefully be a little bit better, especially as we get more and more tools inside the game itself, since, as we have seen with, of course, the whole, with Sega being, sponsoring content of people to actually stream the game and make videos on the game and whatnot. We have seen, a lot of hatefulness that have come out. On one hand, that probably have more to do with just bandwagon people who never really played the game who are harassing the harass. But then again, we also do have our community, as with everything happening right now with PSO2 outside of this, becoming more and more, I guess, in their own little circle, which can also become a problem as that could evolve into, some of the stuff that PSO is trying to fight here. So I'm personally in the camp, honestly, just like good riddance to them, and hopefully this is something that we will at some point get more information, like breaking down the details of like what is classified under the hateful material in the eye of Sega and PSO. So it would be nice to actually have, any more information about that stuff on more of a public level, and, any of the stuff that is in terms of service is good, but at the same time, more in-depth example here and more communication always welcome. Hopefully we can, help fight that. Never gonna get rid of it, but, get rid of some bad apples will be a good thing nonetheless. And now let's head on over to ngs.pso2.com for more information about any more stuff that is coming. And also, we're going to go for a slow little ride down here. There we go. I feel more comfortable in this spot now. now that I am back in my comfy little area here, we are moving on into a PSO official website for New Genesis, which is called NGS.PSO2, and I will have a link in the description if you want to check out the article for yourself. So we are finally getting some other stuff that we all been asking for a while, which is any more control over the chat setting. And this is where symbol art come in, because as we all know at that point, or most of it probably know, is symbol art was a very big thing in PSO2, but it did have some issues with, of course, some, hentai stuff, as well as being able to be used for other weapon type of material. No matter how awesome symbol art is, but since it is 100% up to the community create, we have some not so great ones, and it had been disabled for a little bit inside of New Genesis, or at least been knocked back a little bit to only being able to do symbol art while in a actual party situation. And we all been kind of wondering what exactly is going on with it, when is it going to come back, and also was it removed because of the whole hentai racism stuff, or was it also because at least in New Genesis anyway, bots who were trying to sell a gold or Meseta were starting to use them to do promotion stuff. And here we are now, about roughly months and a half after they originally got taken off, maybe a little bit more. Who knows? Time is a concept I don't understand anymore, but nonetheless, we do have an announcement here coming in. So to start off here, let's go ahead and cover the symbol art of this announcement. So symbol art is officially coming back into a PSO2 on a public level and a party level as well, by of course giving us some options we all been wanting. Because the thing is about symbol art is, well, you could technically turn it off altogether, you could leave it on and take your luck, and it would like no in between. And then on top of that, say you playing with people you trust and you want to see no symbol art, once again, it was on or off. It was nothing really in between. That is officially changing, because we are now going to be getting settings to allow if we want to see symbol art in public areas, if we want to see it inside of a party chat, or if we just want to turn it off altogether. But then again, to turn it off, it's already there. It's just now we get the two new options, which is fantastic, especially if you do want to see the stuff, or if you don't care one way or another and the symbol art stuff doesn't bother you. It's always so much better to have options here. And then on top of that, by giving this being an option, it will also help for content creators as well, not just myself, but other people that also is streaming PSO2, or people that, Phantasy Star and Sega might be promoting or paying to play the game, can actually play the game without having to worry about that nonsense. And speaking of that nonsense, not only is symbol art now going to be optional and back in public area, we also getting more option tied to our chatting. Because the thing is about chatting is, and as made very, very much a public thing, especially after some of the sponsorships in the past, is of course any getting with a symbol art does not mean you're going to get rid of, racism, harassment, or just people who will follow around streamers and just try their best to say as horrible stuff as possible to try to get them in trouble, or make it, well, most sponsorships wouldn't work out, because how sponsorship work with, proof of sponsorship stuff. But nonetheless, now we actually going to have the ability to also just turn off chat. So if you do not want to see chat, or if you do not want to see like beach bubbles popping up, and you want to say you streaming the game and you will just put like a picture or your webcam over the chat bot so you can still communicate with your team, you can now do that without having to worry about the bubble popping above character head that you could not get rid of. So you will now have an option to disable all that, which is also extremely, extremely fantastic. And once again, for anyone who is sensitive to that type of stuff, more options are always better, and also more better not only for you, but also for content creators as well, moving forward. The only sad part about that, which is kind of affected, especially knowing the whole chain of command, especially when it comes to getting patches introduced into games, getting approved by all the platforms, and Phantasy Star is pretty much on all platforms between global and Japan. Sadly, we won't be getting this update until mid-October, but with that being said, it's going to be a very, very big welcome add-on here. And if you're interested in to find out exactly how you're going to find these settings, you are going to find these under your system option setting with sound and chat. And in there, you will see them listed once they are added to the game. And that is pretty much all fairly big-ish update. Like I said, it might not be like game-breaking content for a lot of people, but the stuff is extremely important. And it's so nice to actually see that Sega have been listening to our complaints about this. Might it be them seeing it directly through like console streams or, by hanging out in content creator streams and videos. Or, just actually listening as a whole. Either way it goes, this is great news. Like I said, the only thing I would change at the moment would be a public announcement about the exact percentages of the ban stuff, but then again, that also could be taken out of context in a way of people realizing where the line is, and in return, we might get more problems than we have now. Nonetheless, it still be nice to know, but if we never know the ins and outs specifically of the reason to be banned, at least give them a little more freedom to take out some of the bad people. But once again, that also can come with the whole issue of being banned and not being for sure why, since I'm not 100% sure if you do get banned, if you can 100% find out why you got banned. But nonetheless, I imagine that type of stuff we will probably find out about one way or another in the future. Might it be from people being banned or from Sega directly. But nonetheless, overall, this is all fantastic news. And fantastic news, especially for anyone that want to have a little more customization on how the game itself handle its communication. And with that will go ahead and do it for me. But once again, link will be in the description to the articles if you want to read over them yourself or share them around with your friends. And speaking of showing it around, if you haven't already started showing this video, make sure you do the thumbs up, subscribe, and of course hit the wonderful bell so you don't miss out on any of my live stream where I'm playing right now. We are, of course, at the time of this video, if you're watching it when you go live, I am probably live right now with the open beta of New World. We're going to be checking that out over the next few days, right along with our Fantasy Star streams on every Wednesday, starting at 7:15 p.m. here on YouTube, as well as twitch.tv/TroyMacon. Link for that in the description below. And while you're down there, and if you want to support the channel, not only by clicking on all them links, feel free to check out membership or come on over to patreon.com/Macon to get any more goodies. And with that will do it for me. And I will go ahead and see you all in the comments.